I actually lost this coat a long time ago and I couldn't find it anywhere, so it is what it is. All right guys, so here's what's happening. A while ago, I installed the CB radio onto Boomerang. However, apparently when you do a CB radio, you have to get something called an SWR test meter to tune it. Now, I kind of knew this before I bought it, but I didn't want to drop the 30 bucks on the tuner. But I got the antenna I got is a Fire Stick that has an adjustable knob at the tip. So, with that being said, today we're going to be looking at the CB radio, figuring out how to tune it so we can actually use it and kind of go from there. At the moment, I've honestly just been using the PA system around my friends or whatever, just as like a joke. But yeah, I definitely want to be able to use it on trails. Some places require that you actually have a CB radio so you can communicate with other Jeepers or off-roaders or whatever your rig you're in. We're also going to be grabbing all this cardboard, making our templates for the frame. The very last thing that I want to do today is that side mirror. So at some point this mirror was broken, just because I don't know, it's little stuff like this, like I'm picky, man. I don't know. I was able to find a replacement mirror that it's damage free. When I went to go get a bunch of parts for the Wagoneer, the Grand Wagoneer, I did like literally I wrote out a list. I like making lists. So I wrote out a couple lists of every single part that wasn't perfect. I figured if I bought a ton of parts in bulk, I could get them for a very cheap price. It turned out that was a really good choice because now I have like boxes of parts that I can use later on to make the Jeep just that much better in a bunch of different spots. It's gonna add up. When attention has been given to little details, it takes it one step further, at least with me. That's another thing to do today, right there. Boop, boop. Okay, so here's just a very quick recap on what my previous video looked at, called I Have a Plan. What we did is we made the plan. Yeah, we looked at all of the issues with the frame, marked it off, and now today we're gonna be making cardboard cutouts for each spot. Then we can transfer it over onto this metal, and then I can kind of start putting it on the frame. Today, this video is just gonna be making the templates, tuning up the CB radio, installing the side mirror. Step one done, got that mirror switched out. Now we're gonna go on to CB radio tuning. Okay, so this is called an SWR test meter. What it does, tests your SWRs. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm assuming I bypass the radio and then go from there. I don't know. Time to read. Time to watch videos. Okay, so I just found a video, super helpful. The link is in the description. They go over kind of the science behind it and what exactly it is that you're doing and then how to tune it properly. So that's what I used. Helped out a lot. Unfortunately, I need another cable. Okay, so I just ordered that cable. It should be in on Monday. It is Monday. That cable just came in and I can tune the CB radio. Really hope this is the right one. It looks like the right one. Probably isn't, is it? Basically, this is the cable I needed to set up this tuner to the actual CB radio. So we have everything we need. So I just finished tuning it. When I started, this adjustment knob on the top of my antenna was all the way in. That's how they come new. I got a Fire Stick, so I was able to adjust this one. Basically what I did is I just kept turning it out until my test would come back how I want from the SRW tester. Another thing to note is this bottom one right here also turns out. I'm not gonna do it because it just finished, but basically what you do is you set this top one, and then once that's where you want it, you hold it, and then you tighten this one all the way down so it doesn't move. time to go do the frame. So I just finished making all of my cardboard templates for the frame and all the things that need to be repaired. Thankfully, I have just enough metal. There's one more piece that's relatively large. I should be able to fix it as well. So now what I need to do is I can cut it out and start cutting those parts out of the frame so I can weld in the new pieces. The only exception, and I've already done this with my TJ because it had a similar issue where the transfer case pan goes, is so this piece here is going driver's side and it is on the outside. I'm gonna just hug the frame with this and I'm gonna just like weld it onto the frame that's already there. I think it's gonna make it a little bit stronger. It's also the part of the frame that is a C channel. If I were to just cut this out of the frame, technically the frame would be in two pieces. Yeah, that like this probably out of all the pieces, it's the only one that's just gonna be welded to the frame that's already there, kind of just like a glove or a sleeve. Let's get to it. Okay, so right now I'm just going to be going over all of the edges of all the pieces I just cut, and we're going to be grinding a 45-degree angle. I don't have the best welder. This is a trick that I learned. If you're welding really thick metal like this, and your welder isn't that good, that's something that I do. So like, it's gonna be turning that into, yeah. It just basically allows it to get more penetration when you're welding it in, so it'll make it stronger. The reason why I haven't really been working on the frame, even though I wanted to next, is just because there's a ton of the Jeep that I want to take off so I have the most access possible to the frame when I'm working on it. In addition to that, I've been waiting for a while to get extra piece in. And basically, as I was waiting, I said, you know what, I'm gonna hit the pause button on the frame. Instead, did another pretty big project. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I'll show you right now. So when I made this headliner, I first started off by just grabbing a bunch of cardboard. I made my template very slowly, meticulously, just literally taping the cardboard up to the inner part of the roof. I marked out all the holes on where visors would bolt into or the little hooks on the side, so everything was marked up, even where the lights go on the top. Took that template, brought it inside, and that's when I had my Mexican blanket material, under padding material. I know a question that's going to be asked is how much did I spend on the headliner, getting everything. This material cost me $60. I got the cardboard for free, spent $9 on industrial thread, spent $40 on 2 cans of 3M spray adhesive, a roll of duct tape, which is probably another 10. So I'm already 130 in before I got the blanket. I think I spent $60 getting 2 of them that were the same. That way my visors, all those lines could line up with the actual headliner. You could probably get it done on a weekend. That's what I did. I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It takes a lot of patience. It's something where you want to measure like 40 times and cut once. Here's a tip that helped out a lot if you're gonna do this. When I made my cardboard template, I intentionally made it too big. So when it was up, I could trim it back to exactly where I know I wanted it to be. Just because I knew it would be easier to take away cardboard than to add it. So yeah, to hold everything together, I spray adhesive my fabric to my under padding, and then I spray adhesived my under padding to the cardboard. Once all that was done, I then took my industrial thread, wherever it is, and I just did like tiny little like loops through all of it. The fabric, the under padding, and the cardboard. And I just did that kind of all over the place in a pattern just to hold it up even more. In addition to that, the lights and the metal bars that go along the front and back and the sides, that also helps hold it up as well. Fingers crossed that it doesn't fall down. I've never done one before. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks great. I was able to kind of hone in on my sewing skills, which I haven't done in a while, which was also a lot of fun. So yeah, that's the headliner project that I did as I waited for that front cross member of the body so I could do the frame properly. Okay, so we're back in the garage. What I want to do before I do any other work, I'm going to make a list of everything I need to do. That way, you're not in the dark in terms of what I still need to do on the Jeep. Each episode is just going to be trying to tackle a couple things on that list. A lot of times I want to just work on A, B, C, D, but it's not the most realistic way. So I've been working on it in kind of a different configuration. So I'm going to make a list. Let's see what this thing needs and we'll go from there. So fog lights, front bumper, grille, subframe. I should also put grille there as well. Framework from front to back, rust proof the frame once I'm done. I got to figure out a heat shield for the exhaust. I got to figure out the exhaust, rust proof the floor, install seat belts, install the gas tank, replace the sending unit, the headliner, the rear carpet, and the metal tracks that go along with it. The power windows, the driver's side, and both of the back seat windows don't work. Got to get those new tracks. I already got the motors for some of them because I know the motors are dead, but they all need new tracks. I gotta figure out my high and low switch. There's body work. The rocker panels are very bad. Gotta get that done, which means I'm also gonna have to paint it. Painting's gonna be a bit of a pain in the butt because it was resprayed and not with a flat color. It has like probably 12 or 13 different colors like in one. So when you do a paint match, it picks up only one of the 12 and then it looks completely different. So I'm gonna have to be creative with that. Maybe I can do like a chip foose fade from the bottom up. I am gonna be ordering the wood grain to go across the panels as well. I have an AC line, I just gotta install it. The new radiator support, install the hood. Gotta change the engine oil. I'm also gonna check out all the fluids, do the diffs, do my transfer case, do the transmission, and do the engine oil, do the coolant. I got all new brakes, front and rear, that I'm gonna have to install. I'm gonna do that after I put the lift kit on because the lift kit has like the extended brake cables and I don't wanna be bleeding the brakes a bunch and go through that. Other things on the list, the insert for the driver's door panel. None of that is in. You've probably noticed it in a couple of videos. I have it in the basement. I gotta kind of rebuild the backing. I got a new BJ's 4-inch lift kit that I'm gonna be putting in front and back. It's the leaf springs, shocks, track bar extensions, brake line extensions. Like, it's a good kit. So if you're thinking about a lift kit, stay tuned for that. I got a OEM trailer hitch as well as do the wiring for it. So my trailer has lights. I also need to get the Jeep certified so it's deemed roadworthy in Ontario, Canada. I need to install the front and rear bumpers, the spare tire. I finally got one on the parts run, but now I need to mount it. I got to install the rear view mirror. I already replaced the side mirror, restitched the steering wheel, fix the oil pressure gauge, and then fix the fuel gauge as well. There's probably going to be more stuff that gets added to the list as I'm going through it. But for now, I think we have about like 40 things and not a lot of time to get them done. So I'm looking forward to it. Moving forward, when I do a video, I'm just gonna say like today, we're gonna tackle like these things on the list. Hopefully I get them done. That way there's a bit more structure to the videos and it's not just like, ooh, I'm gonna do the frame and now headliner's done. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I have some updates to do with Boomerang the TJ. I haven't worked on the Corvette, but I do need to winterproof it, so I'll probably make a video on that. I'll cut right now to a quick Q&A from some questions that I've been asked before. This would be a great time to do a quick double Q&A, quick question and answers that some of you've had on some of the videos and posts I put on Facebook. So first one is, with my awning that tracks off the back, why did I pick that color? Well, I had two options, poo brown or like a sandy beige. Sandy beige matched the map that I had on the hood. I figured let's go with that option. Also, it was waterproof. That's why I only had two options. It's not actually waterproof, but it's sun rated, so it won't deteriorate because of the sun. I need to get a waterproof spray and spray it, and then it's waterproof. Next question that I had was, what is the tire dimension? Pretty much my most popular video at the moment is why 31-inch tires. I'm not gonna go into it. Watch the video. The editing was awful in it because it was one of the first videos I made, but if you want to know more, check it out. Here's the rating. I actually don't even know. I'm gonna jump out real quick and check. 245 75 R17s, and they're KO2 tires. Okay, yeah, so they were 31-inch tires. They were really cheap. They had a really good rating for all the seasons, especially ice and snow. So next question is there going to be an update on the Corvette? So 1987 Corvette Coupe, that weird oil that was leaking out of the side, I'm pretty sure that was just the valve cover, because I tightened that up and it wasn't leaking anymore. See, the harmonic balancer is kind of wobbling a bit, so I'm not really driving it that much. I was going to work on it, but then I wanted to kind of winterize the TJ, so right now it's kind of on hold. My plan with the Corvette is I want to paint it my favorite color, which is like a pink, but I want to two-tone it with a purple, and I knew like that's the color, man. That's what I want that Corvette to look like. I'm also going to take it to a tune shop. Hopefully I can do a dyno test before and after to kind of show the benefits of getting your car tuned. I like to do all the work myself. I hate paying someone. I have trust issues with mechanics, but when it comes to tuning, it all comes down to experience and knowing numbers and knowing what to do. I found a shop that's probably an hour away from where I live. At the beginning of next summer, I'm gonna take it over there, have them tune it up. One of the major reasons why I want that to happen as well is it's not a stock engine. I've upgraded the engine in little ways, so if they can safely get the most out of it, then I'm gonna be happy, because right now I could be driving it and causing damage and not even realize it. So yeah, thank you for tuning in.